What is up, y'all? I'm your host, Functions. This is Rough Night Gaming, and welcome to Functions Classroom. This will be my educational, series. If that's what you want to call it. I'm going to call it Functions Classroom or Crime and Corruption. We'll call it 101. This is a level 100 class for those kids who know what that means. 101. Jimmy, put your fucking hand down. I swear to God. Okay, we're going to go over the class syllabus first, guys. So, what's going to happen is for every episode, I will describe a certain law or something I learned about aspects of laws or crime or something cool that I find interesting that I learned in class, and I will bring it to you guys. I'm thinking I'm gonna do this every Monday or every Tuesday. This is Monday, obviously, and I'll always have a great gameplay in the background. Another 100 plus kills, so like that video up for that because that's another 100 plus on my channel. So do enjoy. So, well, Jimmy, I swear to God, put your hand down. No, not now. I'm sorry, guys. So look around you. These are your fellow classmates, and I am your teacher for the day. And today we're going to be going over Durkheim, Deviance, in Society. So, Jimmy, I swear to God. Yo, excuse me, I'm taking Jimmy outside the classroom for a second. So just give me 5 seconds. Guys, you do whatever you want, text or whatever. I'll be right back. Jimmy, I'm going to clear him. I swear to God. Do you think it's okay? Go. Principal's office, now. Alright, guys, I'm back. I apologize for Jimmy. He's being an asshole. So, just fuck Jimmy. So, let's get started into Deviance in Society. So, there's this guy named Emil Durkheim, and he saw laws and crimes as being a consensus of what society believes to be the correct social norms. So, if it's not seen as, not like, okay, so put it this way. I'll put it in perspective for you guys. If it's seen as not normal and out of the social norms, what he's saying is that it's a crime. So unless most of society sees it as a crime, it won't be a crime. So because most of society would understand that or agree that murder is bad and it is wrong, therefore it is a crime. Does that make sense? Now things like there are other social norms. Like this is how it works. All social norms, they're not all crime, I guess, if you don't follow them. But there's social deviance, there's criminal deviance, and there's non-criminal deviance, and things along those natures. What that means is, so there's criminal deviance, so that's something like arson, robbery, anything that'll land you in jail. That's criminal deviance. Non-criminal deviance, those are things such as chewing with your mouth open, like chewing gum with your mouth open, like a fucking cow, like close your mouth. It's not criminal, but it's still seen as going against the social norm because most people chew with their mouth closed, so you're going against the grain. You're going against the social norm, I guess. That's probably the best way I can put it is you're going against what everybody else in society does. So that is something that is non-criminal deviance. And then there's also criminal non-deviance, which is something that is criminal, but it does not seem as bad. So something like speeding, rolling through a stop sign, jaywalking. Those things they're all crimes. They're all against the law. They're all illegal. But our society does not view them as, I guess, really deviant or bad. Now, when you think of deviance, people think of, little hoodlum adolescents or something like that. So the way it works is Durkheim in his theory about social deviance and all of this, he says that crime is inevitable and it is necessary for a healthy society to survive. So without crime, society is basically it's impossible. So it is impossible to live without crime. So you see all these people that they run these campaigns. I'm not saying it's bad, but it makes sense because if you don't have crime, then it wouldn't work out. So if you get rid of all the bad crimes like murder, arson, people are going to start focusing on smaller crimes like speeding and jaywalking. It's how it works in smaller societies. Like think of the military. They know they got rid of all of the larger crimes. Like no one in the military like commits murder or something like that. That doesn't happen. It's a smaller society, and the way it works is so if you commit a smaller crime when you're in the military, the drill sergeants will be all over your ass. So not having your shirts buttoned or your boots shined is a major thing in the military. and that is because there are no larger crimes to commit. So without crime, or without big crimes, society would focus a lot on smaller crimes. Does that make sense? So the way it works is, I guess, just to wrap that whole part up right there, is you need crime in order for society to live. So you need deviance, and not all deviance that is seen as like deviant behavior is bad. Now, in a perfect society, if you don't have deviance, then nothing will change. So you need deviance in order for society to change. Now, if we didn't have deviance, we never would have had something like the civil rights movement. Now, back in the 1950s, I think is when it was, 1950s and 60s, with Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and Malcolm X and all those big civil rights leaders, if you didn't have those people stand up against the crowd and go against everybody else, things wouldn't have changed. That's just total fact right there. Nothing would have happened. You need those people that are gonna stand up for themselves and for their rights, and they're going to more or less cause commotion because that behavior back then was seen as deviant because you know that's not something that's out of the norm. That's not something that everybody will do. That's out of the social norm. And without things and without people to push social norms, the world would not change. There wouldn't be anything. Things like that wouldn't have ever, I guess, occurred. There would never would have been, the civil rights movement might not have happened that early. It might never even happen at all if we didn't have those influential people that stood up for themselves and stood up for their rights and said, hey, there's a problem here. And if they weren't deviant, then, things wouldn't change. Now, deviant isn't always a bad term. There's somewhat of a bad implementation or a nasty connotation to that word. And not all deviance is bad. I mean, in this situation, deviance is good. But then in some situations, deviance is bad. So there's a fine line between what deviance is and if it's criminal and if it's frowned upon and if it goes against social norms and stuff like that. So just remember, deviance, it's not always a bad thing. You do need crime in society for it to move forward and for things to change. And there cannot be a society without crime. I don't know if I already said that, but I just wanted to reiterate that point. Society cannot live without crime. You need crime. So there you go. Jimmy, put your phone away. I swear to God. Get out of this classroom. I don't even want to see your face anymore. You are expelled from my room. So let me know how I got. Let me know how I did, guys. I'm not a very good teacher. I just find these things kind of interesting on crime and stuff, and I thought, hey, this is what happened in my first class. I thought I'd share with you guys, deviants, all that crap. So if you guys did enjoy this somewhat intellectual commentary or something along those lines, I think is what I would call it, do let me know. I would really appreciate the feedback. If you want to see more of these things, I have a ton more of ideas actually to go over. Um, I can go totally into all these social norms and what a social norm is. I can go into gun laws and stuff because I do learn about all this stuff. So if you guys are interested in seeing that and seeing me weigh in my opinion, you can definitely let me know. This has been Functions Classroom. Subscribe if you guys are not already. Like the video if you did enjoy it, and make sure to give me feedback because this is a new series that I do want to try out, but I do not know exactly how sure I am on doing the series, and I don't know how well I did. So give me some feedback, guys. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and you know what? Y'all are sexy. Thank you again for 50 subscribers. I don't know how much I can say that. I'm really appreciative. So like for the gameplay as well. 100 kills again. I'm on a tear right now, uploading these videos. And guys, class dismissed.